Scrolling.
Alright.
Good evening, Facebook family, YouTube family. My name is Siko Natchak from Spring Spirit Nation, and today we have probably one of the most busiest Indigenous people in the whole Meadow Lake area, Stuart Fontaine. So, Stuart Fontaine is owner and operator of Warrior Spirit Kickboxing and MMA. Welcome, Stuart. How are you?
Salamat Tanse. Just kidding.
So I say Stuart is one of the busiest people in the Meadow Lake area. Is like when I was designing the show with Stuart, I creeped his Facebook page and I looked at his website and I thought, wow, this guy has so much going on right now. Stuart, tell us a little bit about Warrior Spirit Kickboxing and MMA.
Warrior Spirit Kickboxing MMA. It's all for the youth, right? Like the stuff that I do, it's never been about the money for me. I just like to help, give people an opportunity to try something new. Because martial arts has saved my life, right? So, I do kickboxing, the Muay Thai, the boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, right? I've done it all, trained it all. Didn't compete in everything though, but and we promote just healthy lifestyle, right? Just trying to help the next person that's going through a lot of things. Sorry, I'm nervous.
Yeah, Stuart. I maybe cruise. That's okay. That's okay. I maybe cruised a little too far. Let's just back it up a little bit and tell us about your history. Where did you grow up? Who is Stuart Fontaine?
Uh, I'm from Lalashe, Saskatchewan. I'm a proud member of band member of Clearwater River Dene Nation. I am Dene Susane. I speak it fluently as well. I grew up in a household that spoke straight Dene, which was awesome because I get to pass it on. Um, yeah, I grew up in Lalashe. You probably heard a lot about Lalashe through the media and stuff, how it's pretty rough, but Lalashe is a beautiful community. You know, the people there, it's different. I've lived many different places throughout Canada, and nothing compares to home, right? It's just like you go to someone's house without knocking, and get fed. You'll never go hungry in Lalashe, that's for sure. And yeah, I grew up with a single mother. Right, my dad wasn't really in the picture as much. He had his own little family going on. Um, but yeah, and sports is what kept me out of trouble growing up. I've always wanted to see myself doing something positive. I've always on be someone I needed when I was growing up. Because there's this little place called No Hope Corner in Lalashe. It's like this little spot called the Triangle, right? It's got the lounge, it's got the liquor store, and it's got the sports bar, like all downtown, right? And Lalashe isn't very big.
They call
And
that the No Hope Corner.
no,
Cool.
there's like this little spot called No Home Corner. I used to go like walk around like everybody else, right? Sometimes I would
Yeah.
just stand there and look at people struggling, people going through a lot, right? Like the people that gave up, so they turned to alcohol, right? So a lot of them were promising athletes that became drunks, and I used to think to myself, I don't ever want to be like that, you know. Like I said, I've always wanted to be
So you said you
someone.
were growing up in Lalash, and you were growing up in Lalash, and you've seen a lot of this going on. What turned you on in the sports world? Were you always athletic? And when you go to your sports tournaments and things like that, right from a young age, or was there like an age where things just turned on for you?
Yeah, no, hockey was the main thing where I grew up. Um, so I was playing hockey, and I remember as a kid I joined wrestling. We had a wrestling program in our elementary school, and I did that for a bit, and then my mom made me choose is either wrestling or hockey. The majority of my friends and family are playing hockey, so I went with hockey, and yeah, I did that, and like sports wise, there was nothing else to do in the community, right? It's either keep
Awesome.
yourself busy all evening.
Oh.
you know, what happened? Are we freezing there? Is it lagging or whatever you call it?
Yeah, awesome. So kickboxing is a unique lifestyle. What made you choose it?
I actually started off boxing first. I started boxing in the beginning, and then I made my way to an MMA gym in Saskatoon. From there, I just did it just to get in shape for hockey season, right? And it was a lot of fun. So I started doing that, started playing with it for a bit, and then ended up competing, right? So yeah.
Right. So, looking at your schedule, earlier in the show, I'd mentioned looked at your Facebook page and your website, and on your website you have a schedule going on, and I was like, Matt, this guy is busy. I don't know if I can get him on my show. Explain a little bit about your schedule, a typical day for you. Like, what time do you get up? Are you up with the birds and working out, or like what's a day like for Stuart?
Day for me right now is like I said, I'm going through a lot right now, you know. Um, but due to COVID, I was kind of in a rut, right? Like not a rut, but I started eating a lot, and I wasn't working out as much. And then, but now with everything, we got the go ahead to start training the kids again here in Makosagagan. So with that schedule, it's not as crazy as it was during school year, right? Like during school year, I worked from 8:30 till 4, and then from 4 to from 5 o'clock to 6. I'd be teaching the kids class, and then from right after that, we got another class and another class right after that. So by the time I got home, it was already like 10 o'clock, right? So
Yeah.
and yeah.
When you mentioned that you would wanted to do a show this evening, I just dropped everything. I was like, oh, okay, let's do this. And then you were like, I just finished my second workout. Like, I barely went for a walk today. So I think that's pretty cool.
No, I actually drove out to Cold Lake earlier for the morning session. So we did some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for about an hour and a half. Was pretty good. Like it went nonstop. Like I rolled with all the guys, and just did that, and then stayed out there for a bit. Came back, and I was doing laundry, but I got a little too bored, so I was like, might as well hit the gym. So I went, did some weights, and yeah, and then came back and gave you the shout out.
Zach, so what's new with Warrior Kickboxing?
What's new? Warrior Spirit Kickboxing.
Right,
Uh,
sorry, Warrior Spirit.
not a whole lot right now. We were in the works to buy I'm trying to. We are getting a building. I'm buying a building here in Loon Lake. So right now we're just waiting to get the go ahead to start renovating. So we're gonna start like painting up, setting up shop inside one of the buildings here on Main Street. Because right now we're training out of the Makosagagan band hall, right? The band office. Um, so we're out of there right now, but due to some, you know, so something in the community happened, right? Where a little boy went missing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about that, but it affected everybody. So out of respect for the family, I've kind of put everything on hold for a bit. So it's just me and my competition team boys that are training right now. But other than that, we're to the other, like to the public, the kids' classes and everything's kind of on a standstill for now. But
I'm just kind of waiting for the connection to be a little better. Yeah. Welcome to Res Wi-Fi.
I'm not even online
So
right now.
again, this is Sikwa Nachak from Spring Spirit Nation. If you're just joining us, today we have guest Stuart Fontaine, owner operator of Warrior Spirit Kickboxing and MMA, and he's situated or soon to have a permanent establishment downtown Meadow Lake. Am I correct?
No, actually, Loon Lake. We're not
Oh,
located in
sorry,
Meadow
sorry.
Lake anymore. Yeah.
We're located in Loon Lake. So if you enjoy this podcast, please like and share my Facebook page, Spring Spirit Nation. Enough about me. Back to Stuart. Stuart, what is your most memorable MMA experience in the ring?
Most memorable experience would have to be my last fight, which was my professional debut in World Series of Fighting. You know, I gave up a lot for training camp, right? So, you know, my at the time my we were pregnant with expecting a baby, you know, with my son. She was pregnant with my son while I was in training camp. So, you know, I didn't have much, right? I didn't have a whole lot. So I was pretty much staying in my vehicle at the time. I was sleeping in my car, getting ready for my fight, sleeping outside the gym. And then my coach at the time, one of my coaches gave me the key and said I could sleep in the gym. So I did that for a little bit. And then my brother moved to the city probably like a few weeks out of my fight, and I ended up staying with him and his little family in Edmonton. So stayed with them for a bit and finished off my training camp. And then, you know, for me it was tough times, right? Because I didn't, you know, I wasn't there for my daughter. Like, you know, I was away during training camp, and then, but you know, when I went to my fight, I still remember. Hello. I'm not sure if it's still on, but yeah, we the fight was crazy. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I went away for a little bit there. I wasn't sure. I keep going.
That's the first time that happened. I'm glad I get to edit when this actually goes on Spotify. By the way, this is Spring Spirit Nation. I'm Siko Nachak, and you can find the show on YouTube and on my Facebook page, and you can find it on 6 podcast platforms, including Spotify and Google Podcasts when we are finished. So I thought that was really cool. I'm not sure what happened there. I got kicked out for a second. You were mentioning that when you were training, I think you were like in between the lines. You were talking about the dedication and the commitment that you have to the sport and to the training, and not many people would do what it is that you did to train and prep for your fight.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, it all paid off though, right? Like all the sacrifices I made for that fight. The fight only lasted 2 minutes, 11 seconds in the first round against a kid they were promoting, right? I was just supposed to be a stepping stone, and I came in and, uh, you know, it was pretty easy, I guess, but it was fun. Like, the whole
So
team was there, and yeah.
so your fight lasted 2 minutes. Are you like I only see it on TV, and are people like super exhausted after a 2 minute round? Or how long are the rounds? Enlighten me.
It's just a fight. It's 3 5-minute rounds. It doesn't sound long, but it's if you're not in shape, that's a long time, right? But
Right.
yeah, I finished in 2 minutes 11 seconds of the first round, so it was easy. It was a pretty quick night.
Yep.
You know,
Okay, Stuart, I have another question for you.
but,
What is your intro music? What song did you select?
all right. uh, this is it's I don't know. I think maybe it's the reason why I got my name too is Billy Idol.
Yeah, I
Money
know Billy
Money
Idol.
Money Money is
Oh,
my entrance song to every fight.
That's awesome. I just feel like I wish I had it for the background music here. Moni Moni.
Yeah, it gets me in the. I don't know. It's just something about that song
Hey,
gets me amped up.
I'm tough. Stuart, with
Yeah.
your Moni Moni and your dedication to the sport, you have to have words of inspiration. So what are words of inspiration you can share with us today?
It's actually one of my tattoos here. It's James Cook. It's do just once what others say you can't do, and you'll never pay attention to the limitations again.
Love it.
Something. Sorry, it's something I believed in since I was young, right? Since I was a teenager. So.
I love it because my podcast is actually allowing space for Indigenous people, um, where there would be limitations to have, like without limitation. And I love that quote. Can you read it again for us?
Uh, do just once what others say you can't do, and you'll never pay attention to the limitations again.
Awesome. I love it. The questions that the public is posting is not posting up on my podcast. So I'm just going to refer to my cell phone. So just give me a second.
All right.
So Larry Richard Daniels says Stuart Fontaine, NAG volleyball athlete and junior B hockey player from La Loche.
Yeah.
You play volleyball as well?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That's
I'm
cool.
from Milan. Everybody played volleyball.
So Larry posted that question 8 minutes ago. Sorry, Larry, but I've got your question here on my cell phone, and yeah, the answer to your question is yeah. Hazel, there seems to be a pause in the network. Yes, there seems to be a pause in the network. Another question from Hazel: how do you mentally prepare for a fight?
No, man, I don't. I don't know. It's hard to explain, right? There's nothing like it. Oh, hey, look. Oh, hey, buddy. You jumped in.
Oh, we have a surprise guest tonight. Okay, so
Buddy.
Look at this.
What is
Got out of
this?
the shower.
Oh, just came from a long run there, my friend, getting chased by these, I don't know, pretty sure the coyotes might have been badgers. It's good to see you though there.
You too,
How's it
brother.
going there, buddy?
Good,
special
good.
guest here is good friends with Stuart Fontaine. Welcome, special guest. Think you are under a different name, but that's okay.
Uh,
So back to Hazel's question, Stuart. How do you mentally prepare for a fight?
Yeah, mentally prepare. I don't know. I come from. I don't know how to explain it, but I have a rough upbringing, right? So I've been through a lot, and I use that every fight I go into. I kind of get myself into that mindset, and by the time I start walking to the ring, to the cage, as soon as they call my name to come out, I don't know, Moni Moni starts playing, and then I just kind of start dancing, and I'm gonna go have
Billy
fun.
Idol.
So
That's Billy Idol? Morning, morning.
yeah,
That's
bro.
actually pretty good. I like that. That's for sure. That song would adrenaline probably you up, and most likely maybe even the crowd and all that stuff. It's
It
good.
makes you want to do the Northern Shuffle.
But yeah, I've seen some of your trainings and stuff like that online, and I must say it's pretty impressive, dude. Seems like you get better each one you do. The way I kind of, it's pretty good. You're actually really good, man. Pretty proud of you. Keep
Thank you.
on keeping on. Good job. Keep up the good work. Yeah, it's just, I thought maybe I'd come in just to say hello, bro. It's been a while. I kind of miss you. Well, actually, I really do miss you. And yeah, it's good to see you again. You look pretty good, and keep up the good work. So yeah.
All righty. Thank you for joining us, surprise guest. See you
Yeah.
later. Maybe the surprise guest will show up again. Maybe he'll have another name. I don't know. There he goes. So yeah, surprise guest is really wanted to say hello to you. So it's still
You always make my day at work.
Still yapping there. So, Stuart, if I were someone in some Indigenous community in Saskatchewan, Alberta, Canada, how would I contact you? How would I get a hold of you?
Just on our Warrior Spirit Facebook page. We just shoot us a message, and then we'll send you all the information of what we offer and stuff like that. That's the one.
Oh, let me edit that. Give me a second. Okay. So where did you get the name Warrior Spirit? Well, this is going up here.
I used to read a lot about Geronimo and all these guys, right? Sitting Bull. I don't know if you ever heard of the war chief with Big Bear here in Loon Lake. His name was Wandering Spirit. And yeah,
absolutely.
And like a lot of us come from nothing, right? Like it's that drive, that warrior spirit that helps get us out, That's what drives me. So that's what
Warrior Spirit, I just have to make a note right now and during this podcast is that you have the deadliest logo. It's like, I want to wear that merch. Can you show us it a little bit? Like, can you stretch it out and kind of lean into the camera?
And then this is our original logo. It's a little different now. This is our OG, but our other logo is on our Facebook page and stuff. And then we also have our WSKB logo. This is our kickboxing logo.
I love that. It's amazing. Tell us about WASKB or WSKB.
Warrior Spirit Kickboxing. Yeah, it's just
but it's got a woman on there, and it's like she's just ready to just tear into someone. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's sorry, what was the question again?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm just referring back to your website. Actually, I'm going to post your website here if anyone would like to write it down, copy down his website. It's on the page. And so scrolling through there, there was a section for women.
Yes, our
big pause. Big pause. Women can kickbox too, and women can participate in MMA.
Yes, my daughter trains. I have a lot of videos. What's that?
Oh, I'm just listening.
Oh no, my daughter.
It's hot.
So we keep on lagging or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. We'll just keep rolling with it. Again, this is Spring Spirit Nation with Stuart Fonatine, and he is owner-operator of Warrior Spirit Kickboxing and MMA. And you can find this on not StreamYard, on Spotify. And I get to edit when I upload it to Spotify, so that's fine. So, thank you for joining us today. Would you like to put a plug in for your program?
No, just
with kickboxing.
Yeah, like if you wanna learn some, just shoot me a message, right? But I'm pretty busy right now. We have I train here pretty much every day, and I also travel to Waterhen First Nation. So my schedule is pretty tight right now, but I mean, people are more than welcome to come down and train with us. Our doors are always open. We got no egos allowed.
Do you know of any other Indigenous kickboxing?
Not really. No, not. I mean, I do more than kickboxing, right? I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a purple belt under Mitch Clark. He fought in the UFC. He's a 2-degree black belt and 2nd-degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I got a purple belt under him. Yeah, so I train a lot of jiu-jitsu. I travel to Cold Lake as well all the time just to train. So yeah, we offer everything in our gym too. So we do from striking to grappling.
All right. So I hope that you wrote down Stuart's website, information there. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut this podcast short because of a laggy internet or Wi-Fi signal. But Stuart, thank you for taking the time out to speak with us and tell us a little bit about Warrior Spirit Kickboxing and MMA. I find it fascinating, and I'm sure that there are other people out there as well that find Warrior Spirit Kickboxing fascinating, and Stuart Fontaine. So thank you for all
Yeah.
of that.
Sorry, I was really nervous. Like, I was all over the place jumping with my, just because due to the lagging, right? So I couldn't really, yes.
It's going to be fun to edit, but again, this was unscheduled and it was highly anticipated. I appreciate you taking time from your busy schedule to talk with us and share a little bit about what it is that you do. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Us. Still lagging.
It's still lagging. I'm trying to